Having studied the phenomena of photoelectric effect and de Broglie waves in Dual Nature of Matter and Radiation, parts 1 and 2, the first two videos, where an attempt was made to develop the concepts you are supposed to know in this lesson. Here are a few problems to reinforce what you have learned. However, it is advisable to go through the two videos carefully, note down the contents, try to understand them before you watch particular video. Let's see question number 1. You have 4 graphs here in this question number 1. The problem is what inference you can draw from each of the above graphs. State the law to which they correspond. Watch each of the graph carefully and see the parameters involved in the graphs. If you look at graph A, it's a graph between photoelectric current and intensity. As the graph is a straight line, the conclusion which you can draw is photoelectric current proportional to intensity. And the corresponding law is for a given photosensitive material and a given suitable frequency exceeding the threshold frequency, the photoelectric current is directly proportional to intensity of the incident radiations. The graph B, second graph, you can see the graph between photoelectric current and the applied potential. The intensity has been varied for the three graphs, I1, I2, I3, and I3 is greater than I2 greater than I1. For different intensities, we see that the stopping potential is constant. As stopping potential is a measure of the maximum kinetic energy, the inference which we draw from here is maximum kinetic energy is independent of the intensity of the incident radiations. This also is the law to which this graph corresponds. Third graph is plotted between the stopping potential, which is a measure of maximum kinetic energy, and frequency. As the graph is a straight line, the inference which you can draw from here is the maximum kinetic energy varies linearly with the frequency of incident radiation. 1. Number 2, if frequency is less than nu naught, the value of V naught is negative or maximum kinetic energy is negative, which is not possible. So this graph gives you two inferences. Number 1, existence of threshold frequency below which no photo emission will take place, and above threshold the stopping potential or maximum kinetic energy increases linearly with increase in frequency. The fourth graph, D. Here the graphs are for different frequencies, and for higher frequency you are getting higher value of the stopping potential. So indicating that kinetic energy increases with increase in frequency, you may state the relevant law. Question number 2. The de Broglie wavelength associated with a proton and a neutron are equal. Which of the particles has a higher value of kinetic energy? Here you will need the expression for de Broglie wavelength related to kinetic energy. We have lambda is equal to h by p. You can use a relation between P and kinetic energy K. We know P square equal to 2mk or P equal to root 2m into kinetic energy. So if lambda is fixed, the product m into k will be constant for a given value of lambda. As neutron is slightly massive than proton, you will get Kp greater than Kn. That is, if this is smaller, K will be larger. If this is larger, K will be smaller. For neutron, Mn is large, therefore K is small. Hence, the proton will have a higher value of kinetic energy. Question 3. Represent the variation of stopping potential with frequency graphically. Show that the slope of the graph is independent of nature of the metal. The graph between stopping potential and frequency is as shown. According to Einstein's equation for photoelectric effect, we have EV naught is equal to h nu minus h naught. If you take 2 points A and B on the graphs corresponding to frequencies nu1 and nu2, and if V1 and V2 are corresponding values of stopping potential, you can write these two equations. EV1 equal to h nu1 minus h nu naught. Likewise, the second equation. If you subtract these two equations, first from second, you get this result: E equal to E into V2 minus V1 equal to H into nu2 minus nu1, or the slope is V2 minus V1 over nu2 minus nu1 equal to H by E. As both H and E are constants, the slope does not depend on nature of the metal. For the last question, light of frequency nu incident on metal emits electron with maximum kinetic energy E max. If the frequency used is 2 nu, that is double the original frequency, show that the maximum kinetic energy becomes more than double. We'll have to use Einstein's equation once again. K maximum is h nu minus h nu naught. For frequency nu, we can write K1 is equal to h nu minus w naught, where w naught is work function. And clearly for electron emission, you need h nu greater than the work function. For frequency 2 nu, that is double the frequency, the equation becomes K2 equal to 2h nu minus w naught. The new value of maximum kinetic energy is K2. If you divide the equations, you have K2 by K1 equal to 2h nu minus w naught over h nu minus w naught. This you can write as h nu plus h nu minus w naught over h nu minus w naught. For convenience, let's take this as x. So the expression becomes h nu plus x over x, or h nu by x plus 1. We know h nu exceeds w naught, otherwise emission will not be possible. So h nu has over x is greater than 1 plus 1. So you get K2 by K1 greater than 2, or the kinetic energy becomes more than double.